This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Tristan Hildebrand coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, September 26th. Disaster relief efforts are ongoing in Hualien following the overflow of the Taiwan River as the death toll is at 14 and 11 remain missing. An aunt and uncle give their lives to save a 6-year-old girl in the floods, and Taiwanese authorities weigh in on how the United States' new 100% tariff on all branded or patented pharmaceuticals will affect Taiwan. But first, today's top story. Disaster relief efforts are ongoing in Guangfu Township, Hualien, following the overflow of the Taiwan River. The current death toll remains at 14, with 68 people injured and 686 rescued or evacuated. 11 people are still missing. Typhoon Ragasa brought heavy rains, causing the barrier lake at the Taiwan River to overflow earlier this week. Search and rescue operations are still ongoing in the affected area, with National Fire Agency head Xiao Huanchang saying that the search for the remaining missing persons is the top priority. Rescuers are using all resources at their disposal to locate the remaining 11 as soon as possible, even calling on the Household Registration Office to assist the investigation into the status of missing persons. Surveys of the Barrier Lake area are also ongoing. Hualien's Forestry and Nature Conservation Agency and the Agricultural Ministry have developed short, medium, and long-term plans to combat what they are calling the largest landslide lake collapse in Taiwan this century. Current efforts are focused on reinstalling water level gauges for monitoring and to assess the dam's current stability via aerial photography. Meanwhile, messages of support and condolences pour in over social media from international friends and allies. As of Friday, Taiwan has received condolences from the representative offices of Canada, the United Kingdom, Israel, Australia, and Belgium, as well as from the American Institute in Taiwan director, the Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association, and the Czech Economic and Cultural Office. In flood-ravaged Hualien, a heroic aunt and uncle gave their lives keeping a 6-year-old girl aloft as their home filled with water.
This aerial footage shows a deluge of mud exceeding the first floor, nearly submerging this entire house in Guangfu Township. A special search and rescue squad from the Pingtung Fire Department determined they could breach the structure through a point in the roof. As soon as they cut the roof open, 6-year-old Xiao Yi could be heard shouting from inside. Miraculously, she had survived the night. Squad Captain Chen Shihong said that at one point on Tuesday night they nearly abandoned the evacuation effort due to the severity of the mudslide, but hearing the family's repeated pleas for help, they decided they had to try again the following morning. In the end, they were able to rescue Xiao Yi. Their feet sinking into thick mud with every step, squad members stumbled and fell several times while recovering the body of Xiao Yi's aunt. Squad members believe that as the mudslide advanced, she and Xiao Yi's uncle formed a human pyramid to prop the 6-year-old up on their shoulders. The squad is still working to recover the body of her uncle. Xiao Yi's family expressed their deepest gratitude, acknowledging the unwavering effort of everyone who worked tirelessly to save her life. Hannah Belinsky for RTI News.
United States President Donald Trump announced Thursday that all branded or patented pharmaceuticals will be subject to a 100% tariff, a move Taiwan's health authorities said falls within the government's projected impact range. Since taking office, Trump's administration has imposed reciprocal tariffs on many trade partners and levied duties on cars, auto parts, copper, steel, and aluminum. They have also planned tariffs on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals. After months of signals, Trump confirmed in a Truth Social post that beginning October 1st, all branded or patented drugs will face a 100% tariff unless the manufacturer is building a plant in the United States. He defined building as a site that has already broken ground or is under construction. Products from such facilities will be exempt. Taiwan's National Health Insurance Administration Director General Shi Chongliang told RTI on Friday that the new tariffs would have two main effects: on Taiwan's drug exports to the U.S. and on the cost of imported medicines. He noted that the tariffs do not cover active pharmaceutical ingredients, so Taiwan's raw material exports to the U.S. remain unaffected. Most of Taiwan's exports are generic drugs, which are also excluded, while patented drugs shipped from Taiwan to the U.S. are limited, making the overall impact relatively small.
We have set aside some budget in the special provisions to respond. For those drugs still under patent protection, we previously reviewed the list and found that about more than 200 items are essential medicines. These are more likely to be affected, so we have also conducted assessments specifically for those 200-plus drugs.
The hashtag Finding Taiwan International Short Film Contest Awards ceremony took place this Friday, with videos selected from 283 entries submitted by creators and teams from 21 countries, including the United States, the Philippines, Guatemala, the United Kingdom, France, Paraguay, and the Netherlands. Foreign Minister Lin Jialong detailed that the participants from around the world are using the language of their cameras to show the world the true Taiwan, a country not only rich in culture and vibrant in diversity, but also full of assets that are its source of diplomatic pride. Lin said, "Some people want Taiwan to disappear from the face of the earth, leaving it with nowhere to go, but Taiwanese people and people from around the world make Taiwan omnipresent." The Economic Ministry said Friday it will maintain close communication with industries after the United States Commerce Department expanded the scope of its Section 232 national security investigations, which could lead to new tariffs. According to the Federal Register, Washington in September extended its probe to cover robotics, industrial machinery, and medical devices. If U.S. authorities determine these imports pose a national security threat, they could impose additional duties. The Economic Ministry said it will closely monitor the case, remain in contact with affected sectors, and prepare countermeasures to safeguard Taiwan's industrial interests. Tamkang University economics professor Tsai Ming-feng said semiconductors remain Taiwan's top concern under the Section 232 framework, as their impact far outweighs other areas. He noted that Washington has yet to announce findings on chips before launching new probes, a move that could add uncertainty for the industry. In the robotics sector, Tsai said most Taiwanese companies collaborate with U.S. firms such as NVIDIA and Tesla, supporting them in product development. China, by contrast, is working to produce its own robots and compete globally on price.
If his tax rate and the industry's tax rate are the same, then basically everyone is still on the same level of competition. But more likely, when one imposes such high tariffs, of course, the chances for this kind of price-cutting competition will gradually decrease. So if we regard this tariff as a way to prevent everyone from engaging in price-cutting competition, then actually it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Foreign Minister Lin Jialong noted Canada's demonstrations of support at a banquet for a Canadian national security delegation Thursday, saying the country has repeatedly shown itself to be a valuable ally to the Indo-Pacific region. He said that Taiwan-Canadian security exchanges have also deepened this year with the signing of a new MOU on a dark vessel detection system and by co-hosting a workshop through the Global Cooperation and Training Framework. Lin said Taiwan appreciates Canada's consistent, concrete displays of commitment and said that going forward, the two sides will continue deepening cooperation to jointly realize the vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Experts are now weighing in on whether or not the Hualien floods were avoidable. Dr. Chen Wenshan, a geology professor at National Taiwan University, says there was nothing that could be done despite knowing about the mud and rock blockage to the river several months ago. He explained that explosives weren't available, heavy machinery couldn't reach the site, and that the blockage was irregularly shaped, making it difficult to take care of. For now, the Water Resources Agency says 45 units have been dispatched to carry out repairs, which should be completed by April next year. Thank you for joining me for the news. I'm Tristan Hildebrand. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.